I'm Eric Duncan with Beta Phi Lambda chapter Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And one of our professionals I'm going to interview him on accounting, entrepreneurship, business. And today I have Ernest Duncan. And he's currently working at the Georgia State University, and he's also a business owner. So Mr. Duncan, if you haven't known, that's my brother, both last names. Tell me what's your title, and we'll start there.
Sure, Eric. Again, I'm happy to be here today and looking forward to sharing any nuggets of information that I've had over my career. So currently, I'm the administrative officer at Georgia State University Libraries, based in Atlanta, but we cover about 6 campuses in the metro Atlanta area.
Okay. How long have you been there?
Well, I've been there about 3 years. I've had a very fruitful career, worked for a lot of organizations, and Georgia State is where I currently am now.
Okay. Now, I know you graduated from the University of Alabama. So what did you major in?
Sure. I majored in accounting. I went to University of Alabama to major in engineering, but I had a couple of elective courses and I decided to try out business courses, and I ended up changing my major and majoring in business, specifically in accounting.
So you figured out early on that engineering really wasn't your passion?
No, engineering wasn't my passion, but science, math, I was definitely interested in, especially math. And I got steered towards engineering by some of my counselors. But again, once I took a couple of business classes, I got bit by the bug and I wanted to become an accounting major.
Okay. Now, I noticed you're a CPA also. So how does being a CPA help you, or does it even help you in your current job?
I would say directly in my work, it doesn't help, but I think professional certifications definitely help provide that credibility that you put in the hard work and you are a master of your craft. So the accounting, specifically the CPA certification, just helped me lend some more credibility to my knowledge and my experience.
Okay. Now, I noticed also that you're a business owner. What's the name of your company and what product do you sell?
Sure. About 5 years ago, I opened up my, I guess, my formal business, because I think looking over my career, what many people call side hustles, I've had many side hustles over the course of my career, but this latest venture called Experamax, which is located here in Atlanta, in Midtown Atlanta, focuses on the technology industry. Specifically, we buy, sell, trade, and repair computers ranging from cell phones, tablets, desktops, and laptops. And we
Okay.
can talk a little bit more about, why I decided to do that, but that's the business that I currently own.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. I know that you and I both know our father had 2 businesses while we were
Yes.
growing up. So after watching him running a business, why would you even venture to own your own business?
I wondered that sometimes myself, but I've sort of watched and saw that I had the interest or ability to help others in their businesses. And as a CPA, we're called upon to advise other business owners. And I found, and I've worked in corporate America, and just on the side, help other people with their businesses, specifically their accounting. And I started to realize there was an opportunity for me to own my own business or make this more of a practice for me. But, just being nervous a little bit about, going out on my own, I never pulled the trigger. But um, I worked in New York for quite some time, and one of the businesses I worked for I started several businesses in the process of helping others uh, gain employment, and I realized that that was something I probably wanted to pursue. And as I grew in my corporate positions, I took on more responsibilities. In addition to accounting and finance, I took on human resources, technology, and some other fields under the banner of being a chief financial officer. So when the time came for me to think about what did I want to do next, I saw Experamax as an opportunity to use the knowledge and experience I gained from managing technology to help others. Because nowadays, technology plays an important role in everyone's lives. So why not get into a field where you could actually have direct impact? And we work with individuals, small businesses, and helping them maximize their technology.
So that's, I guess the skills that you learned in corporate America made it easier for you to transition to owning your own business.
Absolutely. I think about, what most corporate employees are required to do. You think that you could do that for yourself. And as you have probably witnessed over your career, we've had, ups and downs in our economy, restructurings, and here was an opportunity for me to put all of those skills together and put them together in a way that they benefited me directly. I wake up every day. I have my, my corporate job or my job at Georgia State, but it also, at the end of that day, I also have an opportunity to work in my own business and see the fruits of my labor there as well.
Okay. So what advice would you give a student who's interested in maybe starting their own business, being an entrepreneur right after college? What kind of advice would you give them?
I think what I would tell them is to use your college years as an opportunity to explore a variety of courses that will help you uh, start your business. If it's a side, I call them side hustles because until you're doing it full time, it is pretty much a side hustle, but learning how to network, learning how to present ideas, um, learning either interning or volunteering in industries that you might be interested in. Those are the things that you can do before you get out of school. And when you transition from graduating, you'll have an opportunity to put those skills to use. Being on the campus of Georgia State University, I'm amazed that the students and their ability to network and communicate and try new ideas and get things out there. And it really doesn't take that much. You can start small and grow. Not all of us have the opportunity to become, the next Black Enterprise or BET, but we can start small and use the tools that we have to grow into something that that can become larger at a later date.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question about college. How did you decide on PWI maybe versus a HBCU?
That's a tough question to answer. I think there are a lot of factors. One, growing up in the small community that I did grow up in, to be honest, I wanted to get away, to go somewhere where I wasn't as close to home and had the ability to grow up. Um, at that time, many of the schools I was interested in terms of HBCUs were private. and private schools are fairly expensive. And as you know, we came from a family of little means, so had to look at opportunities to go somewhere where it was affordable. Um, that was one factor. So as I started looking at, private versus public HBCUs, didn't see any of the public ones I was interested in. But at the same time, again, when I grew up, there was a big push towards getting minorities to go to PWIs, predominantly white institutions. And because at that time I was interested in engineering, the University of Alabama had a push trying to get more minorities into engineering programs. Got a chance to go to a couple of immersion programs at the University of Alabama in high school. So it sort of gravitated towards going to the university, and never looked back from there. Although, being in Atlanta, where there's Spelman and Morehouse, the AU Center, you can see where going to a HBCU would probably be a great experience as well. So probably missed out, but there are always opportunities later on to network and associate with HBCUs as well.
I already know this, but you went to a graduate school also. So why did you decide to go to graduate school and obtain a PhD?
Yes. Before I talk about the PhD, but about 10 years after I got my undergraduate, decided, at that time, MBAs were the rave. Everybody said if you want to be work in corporate America, be in business, you needed to get your MBA. So again, as I told you, I've worked in a lot of different places. So when I lived in Maryland, I went to George Washington University and went to their MBA program, and majored in strategic management, which was great. Again, rounding out my accounting degree with some strategy, because again, businesses are looking for people who can help pivot and help the organization grow. But again, that bug, as I call it, of wanting to help assist my side hustle, doing some accounting work and advising small businesses with my CPA, realized that I like being in the classroom. And I had a chance to teach an accounting course at a community college while I was in Maryland. And I just sort of liked doing that a lot, but I didn't want to do it full time, but I liked the feeling of being able to help others grow. So decided to go back and get my doctoral degree, but I didn't get it in accounting. I got it in leadership, because as I've grown to know, it's knowledge is great, but I think being able to use it is even greater, and understanding how to grow leaders is where I think I have the potential to have influence. I think we need more leaders. We need more people who step up and help us to lead others in growing businesses. So decided probably 25 years after I got my undergraduate degree to go back one more time. Didn't give up my full-time job, because again, I had side hustles, I had a full-time job, had a family, decided that I would do that part-time, and I went to the University of Phoenix part-time to get my doctoral degree.
Okay, I'm gonna get you out on this last question. If you can take time and just go back, what's one thing you wish you would have done when you were in college that would have helped you today?
One thing I think about is exploring more internships or volunteer opportunities. I think in my undergraduate years, I did have employment on campus, but I really didn't take the opportunity to learn about different careers, learn about different industries, and sort of broadened my horizons. When you decide to major in accounting, at least at that time, your options were pretty narrow. Nobody talked about, owning your own firm or doing being your own boss. It was more about working for yourself. And I think if I had seen others running their own businesses at a younger age, and although, I did see my father, but watching your father do his hustles is a lot different because by hook or crook, you were a part of that. And maybe that wasn't my interest at the time, but I think what he did set the foundation for where I am today in terms of the many things that I do. But I think just exploring more opportunities, in the undergraduate years would probably be something I would have done probably, yeah.
Okay. Well, today, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Mega Genesis Committee for giving up 20 minutes of your day so that we can maybe encourage some students that'll be entering college in the fall. So with that, I want to thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate it. Good luck on the project.